Hi, this is Nathan Thabarge. I'm Public Services Supervisor here at Trinity International University, and we're here today to talk about distance student access. This is a workshop that we did a few times this past semester, beginning of this fall semester, but we wanted to make it more widely available for those of you who maybe weren't able to join us, and also wanted to also not protect the privacy of students who may not necessarily wanted their questions or their faces on a publicly made recording. So here we are at the library homepage. And so the first thing we're going to talk about is accessing ebooks. So you can get to ebooks a couple different ways. One is to do a search here in the main search box. And then here on the side, you'll see that you can limit your search based on these different limiters here. So we can do available online, and then books, and we can apply those filters. Okay, so now we are looking at books that are available online. So we are looking only at ebooks that you'll have access to as distance students. You'll see this first one here, John Calvin's selections from his writings, is available online. So we can click on that record. And in there, you'll see that this says eBook Central. So eBook Central works a little bit differently than your traditional library platform. Rather than checking the book out, what you will be doing instead is just accessing that book. And so when we purchase an ebook, we'll purchase so many different copies of that book for people to access at one time. So you'll see here that our institution has access to one copy of this book. So that means if I'm looking at it and then someone else tries to access it, it won't allow them to do that. I would have to either log out or time out. If I don't click on the screen for a certain amount of time, then it automatically kind of frees up my spot for someone else to be able to go in and to access that book. Now from here, you can read it online. You can read the whole book that way, or you can download specific chapters. So if you're looking at a book and are hoping just to access a certain section of it, this might be a good option for you because you can download that PDF and then you would have access to it. So again, some of these books have limited access. So in that case, what I would recommend then, if you get the error message, is just trying again in a little bit, in a few hours, or maybe the next day, to see if that book might be available at that time. So we're going to go ahead and go back here, back to our search, and we're going to go to the next result here. Okay, and this one you'll see it's an ebook available in Overdrive. Now, Overdrive works a little bit different than eBook Central. Rather than access points, this works more like a traditional book. So you'll see that this one is actually currently checked out. So if it was available, you would see an available button here. And since it's already in use, then you can place a hold on it. And then you'll get an email letting you know that it's been checked out to your account. And so those books are available. You can check it out for 7 days, 14 or 21 days. And again, that works more like a traditional book where you have access to it for that certain amount of time. And then after that time has elapsed, it'll just automatically return it or remove it off of your account. So that's one way to get to ebooks. Again, is to limit it to available online and to books. there's another way that you can get to ebooks as well. So if we go back here, we're at the library homepage, and you go to search tools, then you can go to ebooks here. And from here, you can go to ebook central. And now we can do that same search here. Okay, now you'll see here some of these books are marked as being available. That means that we've purchased them, that you can open it up, you can read it. You can also, once you've opened up an ebook, you can also highlight it, and that will save it on your account. And so then after you highlight it, you can go to your bookshelf here, and that will save those highlights there. If we do not own it, then it'll have this available on request button. So you can do a search in here for a topic. If there's an ebook that you're interested in that we don't have access to, you can actually click this button here to request that ebook. And then we'll get notified that, hey, this certain patron would like access to this book or would like you to purchase a copy of this book. And then we will take that into consideration. And if we're able to, then we'll purchase that book. And then again here, the same thing here with Overdrive. You can go directly here then to do a search. Right, and from here then you would borrow it. So those are the main ebook platforms that we use. The other thing I would draw your attention to as well in terms of ebooks is if you go up here to research help, you can go to Bible and Theology Research, and then this online reference books. And from here you can do a search for commentaries, for instance. So if you're doing exegesis paper, let's say on Galatians, then you can click there. And then that will bring up all of the ebook versions of commentaries that we have available. So that is another tool, another way for you to get access to ebooks. You'll see also on the online resources, there are also other ones. So if you're looking more for a reference source or specifically for a Greek and Hebrew language resource, those are also available there. So that's ebooks. As distant students, you also have access to scans of articles and chapters. So we can go down here to our search box, and we're going to search just for articles. So these then are going to bring up articles that we have available. So you can click on the record, and you will need to sign in order to access these. Okay, so we'll see that this one actually it's not giving us access here, but it does have this request through world share button. So if you get into a record here and we don't have access to it available online, then what you can do is you can click that request through world share button, and then we'll look to see if we have it, and if we don't have it, then we will place that request through another for another library. So here we can click request through world share. And just one more sign-in page here. Okay, and you'll see that all of that information from that article came over here. So the name of the journal, the name of the article, the volume and issue number, the date, all of that, it copied over here for you. So then you would just hit submit request, and then that will submit that request for you. The other way that you can access articles, go back to the library homepage, you can go here to EBSCO articles. Mix up our searches here a little bit. We'll do a search for Moody Bible Institute here. And you'll see that when you do a search here, then there's an option here for PDF full text. That means that we have access to this. If we don't have access to it, then you'll see that request this item through world share button again. So we can get that article for you even if it isn't available immediately as a PDF. So again, to get to that screen, we're here at the home page and we selected EBSCO articles here. Now the reason that we have this separate from OneSearch is because we discovered after going live that OneSearch doesn't do a great job with some of our databases that are owned by EBSCO, including ATLA, which for those of you in the divinity school or doing your PhD in Bible or theology, you'll know that that's a pretty important database. And so that's why we have this separate box here so that you can search here or you can search those databases instead. And that brings us to the next point, which is you can do a general search here in EBSCO articles, but you can also go straight to ATLA here. And now you are searching just within the ATLA database. So you're just getting basically Bible and theology resources. And a couple of cool things that you can do here in ATLA, if you are looking for a specific scripture that you're working on, again, if you're working on an exegesis paper, go here. We're in Genesis 1, verse 27. Okay, so here then it's going to give us every article in ATLA that covers Genesis 1:27. And this is a better way of doing it than just searching for Genesis 1:27, because it's going to give you more specific, more zeroed in kind of resources that are going to be directly related to your topic. And you can also go here to indexes and do Bible citation. And let's say we're doing it on Ephesians 2. Now it's going to give you all of the articles that are related to Ephesians 2. So if you're looking at just the first few verses, let's say, then you can click on those. You can click add, and then you can click search. And those are going to bring up all of the articles that are related to that section of scripture. The other thing I will mention in And here too, it is the subject headings that can be helpful. So you'll see here that this article was tagged as dealing with these topics. So if you're looking for more articles related to that topic, you can click here on that subject. And then that's going to bring up all of the articles in ATLA that are related to that topic. And this is not just something that's in ATLA, this is in a lot of the other databases as well. So if you're doing research on a certain topic, that can be a really helpful way to find more resources. So we looked at ATLA for a bit. We do also have other databases that you can get to directly. So again, we'll start from the library homepage, go to search tools and databases. And we'll go to psych info here. So that for those of you who might be in counseling and mental health, this will be a good resource to know about, because now you are doing just psych info. So now you're doing just those things just those articles that are related to psychology. And from here, again, you have access to some of these articles full text. If you do not have access, to it, then just hit that request through WorldShare button. And then that's going to fill in this information for you. And then you can just hit submit request. Most WorldShare article requests take about 3 to 5 days in normal times. I'm currently recording this when we are still dealing with COVID. And so that's been extended a little bit longer, but it's still usually here within about a week or so. The other option in terms of getting articles and book chapters and scans is to go here under My Account to WorldShare. And from here, you can create a request. So what this allows you to do is to manually enter in all of that information. Now, most of the time for articles, it's going to be helpful to go through the database because that's going to just pull in all that information for you. But if you're looking for like a book chapter, this can be really helpful because a lot of them are not going to be indexed in databases. So you're not going to be able to get that or to find that to be able to request it that way. But you can come here and place a direct request. Here you'll see there's a scan option. So this is going to be, especially for you distance students, this is going to be probably the most helpful because this is going to be us basically scanning an article or a chapter for you or sending that request out to other libraries if we don't have that item available. Okay, so we've looked so far at accessing ebooks. We've looked at scans of articles and chapters that can be that we can send to you as a PDF. And now we're going to look at books mailed to you. So if you find a book and it has to be in our collection here at Rolfing, but if you have a book, if you identify a book that you would like to be mailed to you and you live in the continental US, then you can have that book sent to you. So if you go up here, and how you do that is go up here to My Account, to WorldShare. We'll go back here to create a request. And we'll switch it from a scan here to a loan. And so then what you would do here is you would put in the information. As much as you can. And then here in the comments, you would put something like, I'm a distance patron, please mail to, and then put your address. And that way that we know that we have the most up-to-date address for you and that we are sending this book to the right place. Now, we will cover the cost of getting it to you, but then you are responsible for getting it back. So if you're doing modulars and you would like a book mailed to you, then you can bring it back when your modular class meets on campus. Otherwise, you would have to cover the cost of mailing it back to us. So that's a way that you can access books that we have here in our collection. The other thing and the final thing that we're going to talk about is visiting other libraries. And then this is, if you go up here to using the library and then here to distance access. This has a lot of the information that we talked about. And here under visiting other libraries, you'll see that we're part of two different groups that allow you to borrow books from them. The first is ATLA. So this is going to be mainly seminaries and graduate schools. You can click here for a map. And then this is going to show all of the different ATLA schools in the United States that will allow you to go into their library and borrow their books and use their resources. So if you are not in the Illinois area, then this can be a helpful resource, because let's say you live in Southern California, then you can look and see what schools might be around you that you would be able to access. The other program that we're a part of that is similar is the Association of Christian Librarians. We are also part of their reciprocal borrowing. And here you'll see on the right-hand side all of the different schools that participate in that. And then here again is another map similar to the ATLA one. But these are going to be primarily Bible colleges as opposed to seminaries. You do have to fill out an authorization form. So if you are interested in visiting one of these, if you are in an area of another ACL school, just let us know and we'll make sure to get you set up with that. One word of caution I would say is to go ahead and call ahead to that library to make sure that you have the appropriate information that they're going to be looking for. So you might need to bring your Trinity ID. If you don't have an ID because you're a distance patron, then some libraries will require you to have a bill or like your registration, something to show that you are actually a Trinity student. If you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. There is a chat that is available during business hours here that you can use. If this chat isn't, if there is no one there at the time, like let's say it's midnight here, so no one is manning the chat, it actually, if you type in a message there, it sends us an email. And so feel free to communicate with us that way. Our email is libref@tiu.edu. So if you have any problems, any questions, please feel free to reach out. And my phone number here is 847-317-4008. And so feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns at all. And the final thing I will leave you with is just know that we're here to help you succeed. I know there are unique challenges that come with being a distance and online student. So just know that we care about you, and again, that we're here to help you succeed. So if there's anything at all that we can do, please let us know. All right, thanks so much, and God bless.